I wear my sunglasses at night because the future is way too bright. Live from the sun-baked bayous of Louisiana, it's the after show, the unofficial, official after show of the PO broadcast. And with me tonight, Talib.
Yo, damn! I should have brought sunglasses.
Right? Well, I had these. I got to keep them ready on my desk, so if I get the call, and Ryan's got to play the music.
Right? Yeah.
Man, I don't know if anybody's showing up tonight, but you and me, because I accidentally created a group text in Instagram, and I'm pretty sure there's about 6 people who will never speak to me again.
Why? What was all in the group text?
Oh man, nothing. I was trying to send out invites for the show.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was like, oh yeah, this works. Yeah, okay. And next thing I knew, I'd sent out invites to about 6 people, and all of them old as shit. So they're all like, group text,
Like,
which is exactly how I react when I get a group text.
Right.
So
it's like at work, like whenever somebody sends a group email and then everybody replies to that group email.
So you get group email, group email, group email, group email. Yeah.
So even if the replies don't apply to you, you're still seeing them.
Oh yeah.
It's 100% what they're dealing with. Yeah, I don't know. The after show seemed kind of dead, like there wasn't very many people in there. So I don't know if it's just that Saturday.
Man, I think it's just one of those weekends.
Yeah.
Didn't have Abby giving away 400
right
member invites.
That poor SOB's on a flight right now, probably.
Ooh. Oh, I think I swallowed a bug or something.
You got to chew those up first.
Oh, you think? Usually you know it, especially here in Louisiana.
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger down there.
Woo, hold on a sec. Lord of mercy.
Death by insect.
Oh, man, they're the worst. Absolute worst. I'm okay.
Wife checking in on you?
I got people. I start making noises like this. People come running. What's going on with Max?
Yeah, nothing.
I wish I could tell you that I had something new to show you, but the only thing I got was a damn email saying that ROM and Crystal Ball were shipping soon.
Ooh, yeah, I got the email about Crystal Ball. Did you order ROM from Amazon or Walmart?
Yeah, I had to. By the time I got my super premium Hasbro notification, it'd been sold out for 4 hours.
Yeah, I think I ordered ROM on Amazon. But I've seen, I think it was Disavowed Toys posted, they're finding them at GameStop.
Matt, our GameStop here in town disappeared overnight. Like, it was there one day, and it was absolutely gone the next. Hold on 1 second. I'm not leaving. I can hear you.
Yeah, I stopped at a GameStop, and they had a sign saying that they were closing, and then none of the stock was on sale. Because they're transferring it to another store.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did to ours too. we had to go down to Alexandria, which is an hour south of us, and daughter got a computer so she can start running ZBrush and Blender, and ZBrush, Jesus Christ, that is that takes a beefy boy when it comes to computers.
Right. Now, is that a subscription based app?
No, I think ZBrush. Well, don't make me lie to you. The first time I ever used ZBrush was somewhere around the 2000s, like early 2000, and it was buy it straight out, and I was running it bootleg, so I didn't even buy it then. But I don't have much time for any of those subscription companies. Like, I'm still running a copy of Photoshop 5. So I was
Are they doing? Is Photoshop at subscription points now?
Oh, it has been for years. I used to pay almost about $90 a month for everything.
Wow.
That they had. Yeah. And then they got hacked, not once, but twice. And I lost about $5,000 out of my bank account. And they were like, "Oh, we're really sorry, Mr. Tucker. We'll how about we give you 3 months free?" And I was like, "You can stick it. I will never pay for your shit ever again." And I have been true to my word.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I do want to show this off. I'm going to switch cams here. This is Kickstarter. Let me bring it up. Now here, maybe I can bring this down. Figure out which button. Here we go. Toy Collector's Wish Book, the special edition G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
It is fully funded. They've already got one of the openings for it, I believe, is the slip cover that comes with it. But I mean, this is.
And that's something where they kind of made it look like the Wish Book from Sears or JCPenney.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they've even got. I don't know if I can enlarge any of this. They did a lot of photo shoots based on year. So like here's 85. It's got the flag, shows all the different toys that came out that year, the figure, all the accessories. That kind of goes through it. All the file cards, everything. I backed the hardcover signed edition, and that set me back $90. But there's 10. The reason I bring this up is there's 10 days left on this, and it's on Kickstarter. Just type it. You want to type in, don't just type in G.I. Joe, type in Toy Collector's Wish Book, and it's the first thing that pops up. And they've done a number of other volumes, but this, so they've got a lot of people and experience on this. I wish that there's, I do a lot of antiques, and antique price guides are just something that nobody prints anymore.
Right.
So being able to get something that has a rundown of all the different stuff year by year is something that is just nobody does. So if you get a chance, highly recommend this. It's like I said, it's already funded, so it's done deal. This is happening.
Right. Is that similar to what that Mark Bellamo was doing, where he was
Now he was doing the art book.
Okay.
And I think they've even got another volume of that coming out. They've got a couple of they've got a couple rewards here. Let's see. Yeah, the stretch goals. So they've unlocked the 40,000. That unlocks the book. 50,000 gets a 6 to 8 page covering the Sunbow Marvel animated series. So that's an extra book. 60,000 unlock has the Deke Years book. That's another 4 to 8 pages. 70,000. That's got the slip cover. If they hit 100,000, which I mean they're not too far off.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, it just gives you a fancier slip cover. Okay, so, but anyway, it's a project I really believe in, and I wish they would do one for like Gen 1, Gen 2. If they did one Transformers, God, that's just so it's hard to do Transformers.
Oh, would they get the Japanese stuff as well?
Yeah, and but anyway, that's on Kickstarter. It's definitely something that well, it looks like at least 4 people went and checked out because 4 people left. Check it out after the show, you filthy animals. So what do you got going on?
Nothing much. I filmed a little bit of some stuff like this Wolverine. The CT toys. It's the 3 of the CT toys that I picked up. This is the only one I haven't broke.
Oh, so. that delicate?
Yeah, like so the Wolverine, like
I see you got I see you got the claws on there.
I broke his hand. Like that tab is just so small. It doesn't take much. If you torque it the wrong way, it snapped.
Why would you have the tab coming out of the hand and not going into the forearm?
I don't know. I don't know if that's how Mafex does theirs, and that's what they copied. So yeah. So I issued a claim with AliExpress and returning it. But I'm waiting. I ordered another one, so I'm waiting for the other one to come, and then I'll send that one back.
Was it that expensive that you can't just use that one for parts?
No, it was
how much was
$20.
That? Oh shit! I wouldn't even send it back. I'd just keep it, and you could part that thing out and do something with it.
Yeah, I mean the arms are this. Well, the upper parts of the arms are the same, but yeah. Well, it's free to return, so I guess if I want to mess with it, I'll send it back. If not, just keep it.
I always get a little weird. Like there's very few companies that I will say anything to, because it's always kind of like sending that steak back to the chef, and you know they're gonna spit on that shit when it comes back.
Right. That was how my ex mother was. She wasn't scared to bitch and complain about food, and I'm like, they're gonna spit on your shit
every day.
Drag it on the ground, throw it back on the grill, and put it on your plate.
One of my first jobs was when we called it pearl diving. It was washing dishes, and every time you could always tell the chef just had this and I was like, oh shit, somebody sent their food back. And I would just turn away. I wanted no knowledge of what was about to go down. But let me tell you that, that movie Waited.
That's what I was going to say.
that is so toned down to what really happens. If people even had a clue,
Yeah.
that's why
Well,
people who've worked in fast food never eat fast food.
right. Wasn't one of the scenes like they dropped like something down their pants or something like that? I
Oh,
mean,
you
it's been so long since I've
dropped it
seen
and
that.
then hit some dandruff in one. Oh yeah, they
Yeah. I never had an issue, I don't think, with going out to eat anything coming back bad. I was never really picky at the same time.
yeah, I don't want to know how the sausage is made. I just want it to taste good.
Right. Shit, I don't go out to eat much anymore. I pretty much cook probably 90% of my meals.
I barely afford groceries, let alone going out to eat.
Yeah. I did notice eggs went down last week. That's a
And
plus.
they've never
'Cause I
really been that bad over here. I think they hit around about 5, 6. Yeah, okay, maybe that's.
yeah.
I mean,
I go through a lot of eggs.
I buy them fancy free range eggs, so they've always
Oh,
been expensive. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, this is just same price except cheaper shit.
yeah.
But we go through eggs like that's. I eat
I eat
so
about
many damn eggs.
6 eggs a day. So I've
That's
went
how you.
down.
That's how you keep that glorious beard growing. It's all that vitamin E and that protein.
Yeah.
Come on,
Well,
Rowdy. What are you doing in the chat? No, 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 no. You ain't chat quality. Get up here on this screen. I know you got an invite,
I don't
and
know.
if not, there's one in the top of the chat. So
She's got
everybody's
a big
welcome.
she's got a big interview come up. Maybe we're just plebs to her now.
Oh, dude, she go no interview. Her hands are wrecked after destroying that toy today and dealing with the idiots in chat. I wanted to jump through the screen.
I caught a little bit of that.
Ooh. Listen, there's one thing I learned a long time ago. You you don't fuck with Tidewater girls because they'll take a samurai sword to you on that beach. I got 2 scars to prove it. Gal started screaming there could be only one, and next thing I knew I was bleeding. Oh.
Still working on the shoulder, huh? Was that what you? I think that's what I saw her digging out when I hopped on for a little bit.
God, that was like watching a car wreck in slow motion. You're just like, how bad is this going to be? Because I was waiting for that shoulder to break off at one of the nubs, and Rowdy just to lose her shit. Oh no.
Yeah, I've never been much into customizing, so I don't. I'm, I it just seems like an art form to me, and I don't think I don't have it.
I like painting. It when it comes to the one thing I was always really good at customizing is model kits and like the Warhammer stuff. Man, I can kit bash some model kits doing, shit like that, and some Warhammer.
Yeah.
Saw that shit up and blast out. You want a demon prince with 6 arms and a spiked cod piece? I'm your man.
Now, would you play Warhammer or more or less just customize the stuff or play or with the figures?
I played a little bit as a kid. More the role playing aspect of it, the fantasy. I played a little bit when I was in Montreal. There was a guy I knew. He had like a 10,000 point Skaven army all done in lead and pewter, painted,
Wow.
meticulously painted. It was insane. But I tried. This is I I tried playing for a little bit, and I'm not a rule Yahtzee, but I like to understand what the rules are.
Mhm.
So then I can broad out from there. Well, the person that was trying to show me how to play was just a what the fuck ever, do what I want. And I'm just like, I don't want to do it like that. And it just, you ever play a game with somebody, just you like them, but they just ruin every fucking game for you. Doesn't matter what it is, you're stuck with them, but everything they touch just turns to shit. And now I can't.
I've played video games with people like that.
Yeah, where you just don't even want to pick up the controller after that. That was my Warhammer experience. I really got into it. I had a lot of Forge World stuff. I went and painted up. Man, I had a 6 by 4 foot table with all painted up, done up for doing different things. All the models. Jesus Christ! When I sold it, it was.
Yeah, I never got into them. I think I did. I didn't even do D&D either, and that always seemed fun. But the rules, it never seemed like I could grasp the rules. I guess it's something. The more you play, the more you pick
Whenever
up.
you're ready, Rowdy.
But my game playing was pretty much just video games.
Yeah, I don't know. I would. We had some game shops and stuff like that around, but almost everybody I know. Wave when you're ready, Rowdy.
Hi.
Welcome to the scene. The girl with the green.
Yeah. I figured I don't really want to put on the background right now.
Yeah, that's
How's it going?
fine.
Yep.
No, we were talking about assholes ruining games for us.
Oh, assholes ruin everything.
Yeah. But I've had the same thing. Like, I've had the same thing with toys. I really tried to get into a lot of third-party Transformers, and the guy that I used to get a lot of stuff from just ruined it for me to the point where I didn't even want to collect mainline anymore. So I got over that. I gotta have my third-party Transformers every now and then.
Yeah, I think I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't want to.
Did you order that Onslaught yet? The NP Onslaught?
I can't do anything until after. I've got so many pre-orders in right now. I can't do anything until after DFW.
Yeah.
That is, and what sucks about that is I know when I really want it and I'm ready, they're going to have a couple pieces out, and I'm not going to be able to get the ones that I want.
Right. How are you guys with pre-orders? Do you have like a separate app and you type them all in to keep track of your pre-orders? I know
Red Toy Store says I have 150. So.
Good Lord.
But the good thing is they're all before, so they're not tariff prices; they're pre-tariff. So that's when they come in. I decide if I want it, and if it's worth keeping it at the non-tariff price, then I'm going to get it. If not, cancel.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in the next few months.
I mean, I don't know if it'll last a few months, considering those big protests today. Those were massive. Every state.
Yeah.
The thing about cowards is they tend to run when they're faced with real adversity. So we'll see.
And one can hope.
But
National Guard didn't get called out, so there's that.
I think I may need to tap the two of y'all for next Saturday, if that's okay. Because I'll probably need moderators in that chat.
Yeah, whatever you need, give a holler.
What time is what time is it? I think
it's at 1 p.m. on Saturday,
okay.
Next Saturday. If not, that's okay.
Well, I don't have my kids, so one Saturday.
And I don't have a life anymore, so.
And tonight, that was the first time I've ever had anything like that happen. I don't know why it happened. That was just crazy. But I don't want that happening when D is there.
You know. Crazy's wandering.
Yeah. That was wild.
See, I didn't know what was going on at first. I thought, oh, okay, so well, somebody who's, sharing themselves.
Yeah, I wish the chat was visible. But...
Yeah, and then real quick, I was like, oh, this is not a sane person.
No, they're crazy. But I think I handled them pretty well. But I don't want someone in the chat like that if D is in there, I'm just going to be talking to him, asking about pictures and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was.
Is that something? How was you streaming on your phone? Was you not able to just remove them from the chat?
I was on my phone, yeah, because I was in the toy room, and this is in the studio. The toy room, I just set up my phone and live stream and do whatever. Right. And I was just taking that figure apart, and the guy was giving me crap over everything. I was just like, all right, you wanna play? I got claws. I know they're falling off right now, but I still got them, bro. Like, don't fuck with me.
Hey, listen, your nails look fine. It's
I know.
As long as you ain't chewing on them, you're good.
Yeah. I just broke a bunch of them because I've been busy. What happens? I don't know why this thing likes to not focus, but I just been busy. I didn't have time to go.
That you destroying that Peter Parker Spider-Man was. I
didn't
catch the beginning. What was that for? Was you?
So it's for my Sam Winchester.
Oh.
Because I have the jacket and the arms from Peter B on him, but the shoulders were from Jimmy Woo, and then the body was from the Deadpool and Wolverine Logan. But I just broke the other peg. I guess I weakened it trying to get it out. So I'm gonna have to either do those screw trick or just super glue it. I don't know why that. So it sucks, but it's whatever. It was just a project. I mean, more than a project for me, but it's I'll get over it. Maybe this will fix it. Nope.
You just couldn't look at that green anymore.
I have a crap web camera.
Is it because you have the background thing? Maybe.
I mean, I didn't have it on. It was still. Maybe if I turn the light on. Another thing I got to figure out. I don't want to just be talking to D and then I just. That's the light. I need light. Yeah, I need light.
Interesting.
So I guarantee you, if y'all reached out to him, you could set something up. It was so easy. All I did was email him.
So, what did I miss?
D Amazing.
D Amazing.
Set something up with him. It wasn't like I did. Like what you said earlier. I'm not too big. I just emailed him off the off chance. I actually commented. I said, hey. I really want to talk to you about photography. Is there any way you could come on and stream? He said, shoot me an email. Shot him an email. He replied later that day, and we set it up. So.
Listen, if there's anything I know about photographers, and I know a number of them, they love to talk about photography.
So that's what I've got a bunch of questions. I've never done an interview before. So.
Does he do live stuff, or is he mainly just review and pictures?
Hey, Leia, that's one of my viewers. So look at that, Max. Welcome her to your channel.
You're very welcome here, Leia.
These are good people right here.
Welcome.
Good people are always welcome. And bad people are too, so we can spot them and boot them out the fucking door.
What were you saying, Talib?
I was just asking, does he do live streams or is he primarily reviews?
No. The only time I'd ever seen him pop on a stream was with Figure Fight Club. I'm sure he does them. But he popped on for Obby's 1000. And I was so shocked because I had never seen his face. I was like, oh my God, that's D Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on one of Obby's his Tuesday nights and D Amazing popped on. And Yeah.
I've got one of. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying he was walking from, I think, from like the subway to his place, and was talking and walking with us.
I've got one of his posing videos on watch list. I'm gonna take care of after tonight. Fact is, let me see. I'll.
He's the goat of the posing and the photography. Like that dude, he's just got a talent with plastic and with cameras. I don't know what.
Yeah, I was watching this Spider-Man. It's Maximum Spider-Man, and he was just posing that thing, like he wasn't even trying, and it would end up in super detailed poses. I'm like,
it's so effortless. I mean, he does his videos in like one take. Like there's no cuts. He like very rarely does he stop his video and change up. He just leaves it, and I'm like, to not mess up that much, you're just I don't know. You're just ultra talented.
Well,
and he's nice.
I'll tell you something else about it too. He's obviously, I can spot a few things in a few of the videos he's watched, and I would love to get this confirmed. And he's a photographer, so I know he's done some figure study. And when it comes to doing figure study and posing a lot of figures, it really helps to, just kind of understand how a human body is going to react. With action figures, you can, not everybody's going to have their heads, knees up around their head. And the better articulation you get those poses. I'm going to be covering this in a few, I'm doing those fundamental videos for you.
I will be watching.
I'm planning on covering a little bit more next week on bone structure. Aaron, love you too. And, kind of figuring out how the skeleton can move and stuff like that. But I could definitely see where that would help. I've never thought about applying it to to posing action figures, but I'm going to start looking at that a little bit more. That's going to be an interesting thing. Yeah, my ROM isn't going to be here till the end of April, so
I mean, if I had a booty like Rom did.
I was going to say, Nico, have you clanged Rom's cheeks yet?
But shiny metal, my shiny metal ass was made for Rom, not for Bender. But yeah, you can definitely ask him. I'll make sure I get that question out to him if he's done any figure studies or biology studies or anything, because I have my questions, but I want chat and other people to have their questions too. He didn't even remove the rib.
You think it's Marilyn Manson?
What is that?
Under the
that's Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
X-Force, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We've got a few things laying around.
Did you?
The one thing I haven't broken recently.
Quit breaking shit.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Listen, if it comes from AliExpress, you've got to expect it's going to break.
Right. I kind of want to handle a Mafex figure now, just to see how, like, if that.
You've never held a Mafex?
No.
They are nope. They're good feeling. It's good feeling plastic. I don't know what to compare it to. Kind of like SHF a little bit, but
I was talking earlier, like on that Helverine, like where this arm pin joint is. I broke it on the Helverine, and it's just real small.
Look at that, Rowdy. Tell me, look, who pins a fucking hand like that?
A lot of people. Like, that's how CT does it. That's how Mafex does it. It's unfortunate. That's how Mezco does it. Well, they don't have the long peg. They have a. How does Mezco do it? No, they have a peg too. Yeah, those are the worst. Those are the worst pegs.
I'm totally picking up that Adam Warlock. By the way, Neko. Yeah. That's a
Miles,
must-have
Adam Warlock, and Dakin. Those are the only three I'm getting.
It's a shame GameStop is getting this stock and they're shutting them down.
You know what they're doing? So my kid looked up the other day. She was like, why did the GameStop close? It was doing well. It had good counter people. I mean, shit, they were probably keeping the store open just off what we were spending in there in a fucking month. They're closing stores to buy fucking crypto.
And cards. And trading cards.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely in league with PSA now. Doing, you know, any baseball, Pokemon, if it's a trading card, they are a PSA.
They're pivoting.
You want to, you want to slab it.
The only storefronts they're gonna have are the GameStop retros, where they focus on old school games and trading cards, and they're gonna.
And that's what we've got an hour south. Is the GameStop
they're not going to do
retro.
the Funkos, the plushies, less figure. Well, no, actually, they're doing more action figures, less Funko and plushies. So they're doing more adult collector.
Funko is fucked.
I fucking hate Funko, so I'm fine.
Hey, I gotta admit, I buy one or two. I've got a plan that I want to do. I want to pop their heads off and put a smaller head on it, because the bodies are great.
Those dead eyes are so ugly.
Yeah. But dude, those tariffs are gonna fucking destroy. If it weren't for the fact that there's literally millions of those things, like landfill worthy millions of those things.
I made a video like last year or so, like talking shit about Funko, and I was like, if you're planning on buying a bunch of Funko Pop to open a store, do not do it, because you will be out of business and bankrupt in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I'm not always right, but I'm never wrong.
There are no Princess Diana Beanie Babies, that's for sure.
I have one of those still.
I did go to a toy show a few years back, and somebody was taking those pop toys and turning them into night lights, like loading them up with LEDs.
It's better use for them. At least they'll do something.
Yeah,
I could see customizing. Like, I picked up. And the only reason I picked it up, we were down, like I said, Alexandria, Louisiana. We call it Ellick. And they've got a retro GameStop. And we were going to the Best Buy to deal with some shit. So we stopped in, and daughter picked up a few DS3 games. And they had the Cobra Commander on the Fang helicopter, Funko.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't buy Funko, but G.I. Joe Funko Pops. And it was on clearance for $5. So I was like, okay, $5. And the kid bought it for me because she's a sweetie. And the first thing I thought was I could pull that big ass head off and find a decent size, like one of those $5 12-inch Cobra Commanders, and take the head off of it and put it on there and have a pretty decent little model kit. And, do some custom, because I mean, I'm not out anything. They'll never be worth money. So I didn't want to say that tonight with all the Mondo folk around, but
right. Yeah, because Mondo's a division of Funko.
I think LP got mad at me.
Yeah.
I know you got your fucking question.
Dude, that was there were some definite. Listen, the chat tonight was wonderful. They were great, but I was just like, there was one poor soul I had to time out. Just gave them a few minutes just to think about the fact that I had to see the same question within that chat row 4 times. And I'm just like, okay, just calm down. They will see your fucking question. I promise. Yeah. I pinky swear, rowdy.
Well, hey, I gave him $5 afterwards because I felt bad.
No, I don't feel bad. You were gentle. You weren't even an issue.
No, I was mostly joking. I was just like, I'm holding my like ransom.
Then the guy got back on, was like, is it okay? Can I ask a question now, Max? I'm like, oh shit. Ryan is gonna chew my ass. I fucked up. He's gonna cut me. I'm not gonna mod anymore. Fucking.
No, you did fine. Yes,
Well,
it
was funny. Scott Hughes wasn't in there at the beginning, and I was able to get links in.
I know, dude. Yeah, man. When Scott got there, the fucking band hammer came down.
Yeah,
there is one guy that I just blocked from the chat feed. He came in and said something about, "Oh, everyone wants to blame the tariffs on so and so," and I was like, "I don't need to see you anymore."
I think he got blocked permanently. Or
yeah. That's one thing. It's don't bring politics to 3POA. Everybody knows it's out there. This is the place where you go to forget that shit.
Right on. Yeah.
You know, we all know it's happening. We all have our opinions.
They even talked about it last week with Bobby.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's like people can get their opinions out there. It's just there's a certain way of doing it, and being an asshole is not the way to do it. That's your own. That's what your own channel's for. If you're going to be, do that kind of stuff. I do that kind of stuff on my channel. I don't do it on other people's channel.
So speaking of which, so how long do you think it's going to be before we see no Funkos if this shit carries on? Because I honestly don't see
they're not going to be worth transporting. The cost to bring them over from where they're made, it's not going to be worth it. How much they sell them for?
Are they still like $10, or have they increased their prices since then? Because
every place, every GameStop I've seen, or any place that has a mass amount, with the exception of a few, like my comic book store, they keep a small two-tier line down one row of comics. That's it. And there ain't no other Funkos anywhere in the fucking store. They've just got a few of their rares, and their regular price, whatever that is. But almost every other place I've seen, they're either on clearance, or they are buy one get one free, or buy one get one half off. There's always some sale going on with that shit.
This shit's gonna affect clearance stores and shit like that too. Ross and Ollie's and all that stuff. The less stock there is, they ain't gonna get anything.
Well, let me put this out there. Say tariffs go unchanged for the remainder of the year. We've already seen Kickstarters canceled.
Yeah, Longbow.
I think that toy store might go under. I'm worried about that. That's my favorite toy store. There's a reason they're charging more than other people. It's because it costs them more, and people are blaming them. I'm like, don't blame them. Blame the person who did it.
What toy lines do you see disappearing if this carries on for a year?
The Fresh Monkey ones, for sure. Any of the new, like the Operation Monster Force, I'm sure it's going to be too much for them to do. Even though they're, selling them at $40, if they're pricing them at $50, no one's going to buy them. It's too much. And if people are going to start canceling their pre-orders from the new Big Bad Toy Store prices, they're barely making money as it is. So, I mean, they're making money, but they're not in the black. They're not like hand over fist.
They're like
toy
stores aren't ever
sale.
You're not buying a summer house in the Caribbean with toy store money.
No.
If I
care about it,
if I had to guess, I would. No, I was going to say maybe your smaller companies might do better because people will say fuck Hasbro or any.
I'm sure Jada will do
corporations and move towards the more independent stuff. But then at the same time, it's going to be harder for them because they'll have to pay more. They won't see the hit like Hasbro would.
I mean, I maintained for a while, the minute I heard the word tariffs, almost a year ago, I was like, the Hasbro knows this is coming, because that right about the time where all that fucking stupid talk started happening, that's where you started seeing Hasbro and Cox talking about, well, we're going to move into digital gaming and all this. And you started seeing, dude, I saw an ad for Monopoly Go that I guarantee you cost at least $1 billion. It had Chris Pratt. It had so many cameos in that Monopoly Go.
Was that like a Super Bowl ad or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. And Super Bowl ad, that's $1 million by itself.
Right.
I like how they think people are going to spend their money that they're saving not on toys, on fake shit that's not real. Like that's the first thing that's going to go.
Yeah.
No more V-Bucks for kids. No, you can't have a credit card anymore, sweetie. I'm sorry.
That's one of the big things with like Dungeons and Dragons, and that's my wheelhouse.
Wizards, Dungeons and Dragons, and Magic. It's all going to go way up.
They're trying to take it, really putting it onto the D&D Beyond, the digital tablet format, computer format, and I think they had some ad where they were like, you can play a whole D&D game all by yourself.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to do that?
Who the fuck wants to do that? I'm gonna go over there and get my first and second edition books, and I'm gonna carry on as normal.
Well, are the Magic cards manufactured in the U.S. or are they outsourced those as well?
They're from overseas. They're going up there. So there's this guy that he sells. He's like the biggest Magic seller, but he sells Pokemon stuff. He said, buy them now. Buy as many Magic cards as you can, because the domestic price of all these older ones is going to go up, because all the newer ones are going to cost an arm and a leg. All the new sets that are coming out have already doubled, if not tripled in price. The 120 Final Fantasy set Commander decks were $120 at launch. They are $500 on eBay.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, it's not like anybody's going to be able to afford it. But if you're a toy collector and you've got stockpiles of unopened toys, you've bought extras, or you've got figures you're looking to sell, I think if shit goes on, those prices are going to start just
going through the roof.
You can't buy new. Can't buy new. When you're wanting to start a collection, you're going to buy old.
Right.
You're going to see that shit go crazy.
That's one of my theories is vintage toys are going to spike in price.
There was a lull in the retro market, and it's going to go right back up. Everyone's buying new again, but now it's going to go back to 90s, 80s, 70s. I want that shit because that's what I can afford.
I'm curious to see what prices are like at when I get to Dallas Fort Worth, the Joe Fest. I think that all those old Joes, Chad, he's gonna be super pissed and super happy at the same time, because his personal collection's gonna skyrocket in value, but he ain't gonna buy anything. He ain't gonna be able to buy anything new.
Last time I valued everything in my house, it was over 20. So if that can double, I feel like I'll be all right.
Yeah.
That's
a year or two.
I mean, I've already started seeing a few prices on eBay go up, just for simple shit that you wouldn't really think. But and you're going to stop
any
seeing
collectors markets are going to skyrocket. Any of them, shoes, cards, sports stuff, all that stuff. Nothing from.
But I don't see it doing it for long.
No, it's a bubble. It's gonna burst like anything, because the people are gonna run out of money. Period.
But it's a two-way street too, because the market is only going to support so much, and if people don't have money to buy it, then it's going to skyrocket and it's going to sit there. Yeah.
I'm curious how the e-tailers based out of China, how they're going to get affected, like with companies like Shozi and Gundam.
Well, they're going to do what they're going to move. That somebody was saying in chat on 3POA tonight. I think it was either the regular show or the after show, that China's already looking to move factories to Cambodia.
Yeah.
Because Vietnam was like, hey, whatever, we'll play ball. We'll drop all. They've already dropped all tariffs against the U.S. So, and there's a few. Yeah. And I know that's great news for Transformers fans. Yeah. A lot of the Transformers stuff.
Yeah. But somebody was saying Classified has moved that to Vietnam. I
think they're in India.
They did. I think that they moved, Hasbro. I don't know this to be true, but I believe it. Or as Rowdy says, I'm not always right, but I'm never wrong. I'm not stealing your line. when they made that big deal about how, oh, we've got to save no more plastic, all the bullshit. You are producing crappier characters. You didn't want the window view. And that's when I believe that they were doing a few production pieces in Vietnam. They damn sure weren't doing it their normal factory, because there was a definitive change between figures that were produced.
The Lightning collection was the biggest example of that. Power Rangers suffered so badly when they switched to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And by the second they got the QC under control, they had canceled the line. So
it's a shame too, because I was
the best line they had.
I was looking forward to that Zord Ascension project, and they just fucked that up big time.
I mean, they fucked up the ones they made. The Zap Dragon Zord or the Zap Megazords were falling apart, pieces of shit.
Yep.
Stickers.
The tail was breaking on the Dragon Zord.
Dude, they had those Lightning figures at Ollie's for like $2. They were so bad.
I have them all. I have all the ones I wanted. I didn't need any more. And that's the thing. They didn't finish the teams they started, so they just fucked the sales up that way too. The last line was 3 brand new teams starting.
I believe that in Echatronus. I believe that there's a lot of places that you're looking at 5 years. They want to move shit to the U.S. Okay, fine. I'm all for it. U.S. made product. Let's do it.
So that's what obviously
10 to 15 fucking years before that's viable. It's not. If you're building a new bridge, we got a bridge across a little river here in Natchitoches, and they're going to build a new one. Well, you don't tear down that old bridge that people need for traffic and then build the new one. You build the new one while people are still using the old one, and then you tear it down.
But it wasn't about that. It was never about that. It was about moving everything to crypto so that they don't have a Federal Reserve anymore, so that they don't have to worry about printing money, so that they can pay off the people that bought them, so that et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's all a planned, coordinated thing. It's not about tariffs. It's not about production. They don't give a fuck. They really don't. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off, but
no. You go. You're all are welcome.
Yeah. It's all some shady shit.
That I've heard a few things. What are they producing out of that factory in India? Do you know? Anybody?
Maybe doing like smaller pieces. I don't think they're doing full production yet. Maybe they're doing like heads, or maybe they're doing like certain parts. I don't know, but I know they're running some stuff. Maybe they're doing a lot packaging.
I know a lot of their. I want to say some of the. Hey, listen, I'll tell you. You know what's not doing bad? What nobody talks about? Not to get into boy aisle or girl aisles, but if you nothing, they're not making anything. If you go down any of the girl aisles, say Walmart, you've got large scale play sets, you've got large dolls, and those shelves are always restocked. Always
they're stacked full all the time.
Yeah.
There's always Monster High dolls, always Barbie dolls, always Bratz, always the mini brand stuff.
That and the stuff is Paw Patrol. Always can find Paw Patrol stuff.
Yeah, the toddler toys are always,
that's because kids don't buy toys. It's adults.
Right.
Kids aren't buying those Barbies and shit. It's adults buying those exclusive Monster High dolls like me.
Because the parents are tired of buying Monster High stuff, and they're going into the kid adult aisle and buying their action figures. Screw the kids.
I had to explain to a woman the other day. She was looking at Transformers. I say the other day, she had it wasn't Warp for Cybertron. I think it was the Legacy Optimus Prime that had the trailer, and then she had a Galvatron and Legacy, and I was like, get the Optimus. The kid will have fun with it. He won't break it in the first 5 minutes, and he will have no fucking clue who Galvatron is. They don't know.
Who dares disturb my coronation?
They don't know unless you train them well. Well,
hey, I didn't see Transformers the movie until like 3 months ago. So,
well, hey, you know what? At least you've seen it. Respect.
Better than Michael Bay.
I think my son was like 4 or 5, and we watched Transformers the movie, and he already knew who Optimus Prime was, and he's like, "Optimus Prime, is he really dead?" I'm like, not really, kind of. He comes back. He's the Jesus.
It was a Sunbow Marvel movie. Nobody ever really dies in Sunbow Marvel or Marvel.
Was it? It was produced by Marvel.
Yes, Sunbow.
You know they were doing the comics at the time, weren't they?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
See, Necatronus.
Was like, that's Weird Al. I was like, there's no way that's Weird Al, and she was right. I was like, that's Weird Al. You're right.
Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al Yankovic.
I don't think it was his voice, but it was definitely his music.
Well, it's funny, so his music was on the Junkion planet, and then in a later Transformers series, he played the voice of Rekgar.
Oh, that's funny.
Nice.
That movie's like an acid trip, I swear. Every single scene from that movie, it's like, what the fuck is happening?
It's that Japanese animation.
Yeah. They really stepped it up with it. I remember seeing that film in theaters, and I was just like, the whole time, I was just like,
well, the opening scene with Unicron and just the animation of like his inner workings and all that.
The animation was insane. The detail, the scale of it. I was like, this was made in '86 because it's like high production value for that movie.
I mean, they dropped a lot of money for Japanese animators to animate that.
Just for kids not to buy the toys because they killed everyone off.
Yeah.
Dude, I was screwed up from the first. They talk about the backlash after Death of Optimus. They had me first 5 minutes of the fucking movie when they killed, Ironhide and Prowl and
Ratchet.
Ratchet. And then the big fight, and they scan over all these dead Autobots, and I'm just like,
yep.
What?
How are they supposed to come back?
All your season 1 Autobots.
Oh yeah.
I did see G.I. Joe, the movie, when I was a little kid. I rented that from Blockbuster. That was another movie. I was like, yo, this is way different than what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I remember going back and rewatching the G.I. Joe movie and didn't realize how corny it was and how many times they scream "Yo Joe." Something I don't remember as a kid.
I love the opening song, the Cobra song. That shit goes hard.
That opening song it slaps.
Yeah, it goes hard. Cobra goes hard in every regard.
I think Necatronus actually did. I believe it was him or Kato did a updated version of that with some AI, and it was.
We need a metal cover of that, like a heavy cover of that. It would be sick.
I think Necatronus, was it you or Kato that did that? It may have been Kato. Check out It's Kato.
It's Kato.
Yeah. One of these days I'll figure out all these
The reason
buttons.
I watched Transformers the movie was because like early on in the internet, this is like at the end of Blockbuster, I had watched the E-Bombs World G.I. Joe memes. So that was my first experience with G.I. Joe.
Pork chop sandwiches.
I was going to say, what was it? Robot Chicken probably introduced G.I. Joe to a lot of people as well.
Yeah. I love Robot Chicken.
It was always Chuckles. No. What was it? That wasn't it. Thumbles or.
Yeah.
God, that was.
I forget what his name. I know what you're talking about, though.
But there was major backlash after the Transformers, and it spread all the way across, with the exception of Larry Hama, because Larry Hama was like, "Oh, kids got upset because your people died, and now you didn't kill off Duke in the cartoon. Well, I'm about to murder 7 of your favorite Joes. Quick, Doc, all of them. They're all dying.
He killed like some main Joes.
That's the Saw Viper thing, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't it because of a misunderstanding. Like he said, get rid of them, and they're like, "Oh, that means kill them, right?" And he's like, "Why'd you kill the Joes? What are you doing?"
Yeah, Cobra Commander told the twins, just get rid of him. They told him. He's like,
just let him go.
Okay.
Right. So messed up.
That's why. And there for years, I mean, there was so much backlash that like the Saw Viper is if you like the old 3 3/4 figure super expensive because it was a peg warmer. Nobody bought that guy. You just
because he's the one that killed all the Joes.
Yeah,
right?
There was a rule as a kid: you didn't buy Saw Viper. He killed Joes.
Fuck that guy. All my homies hate Saw Viper.
I had 2 of them.
Well, then it was funny when the classified Saw Viper came out. There was like a picture in the back of it with like Doc's armor or like Doc laying on the ground.
His helmet. Yeah. That was a dick move. It pissed some people off too. There were some mad. But
people take their comics seriously.
Oh.
The only reason I know about that was because I've watched like histories of like G.I. Joe and Larry Hama and all that stuff. Just because I started buying the toys and I was like, I should know a little bit about G.I. Joe before I start doing reviews, just a little bit. And then for me, I just go way over the deep end.
See, at one time, I had an in to get into comic books, like an in. Archie Goodwin, which is a name that probably doesn't mean anything to a lot of y'all, but I hope so. If not, you should definitely look him up. He was a fantastic guy, and I promise you that he had his finger in probably almost anything that you love as a kid, and especially if it came in the world of Marvel. He was editor-in-chief for a little bit. I think he took over after Jim Shooter.
That's probably why I know that.
Or right before Jim Shooter, but Archie was a good friend of my grandfather's, and he told me one time, he was like, here's who you talk to, here's where we're going to get you started in, and he says, and when you get there, you find Larry Hama, and you don't trust another motherfucker at Marvel. And I was so mad because he was at Joe Fest in DFW last year, and I wanted everything to be there, but I was so tore up from the floor up. There was just no way that was going to happen. So then now I find out this year he's apparently not going to be there, and I'm like, of fucking course. So
when is DFW?
June. Oh yeah, I had to call Marriott today and get fuck their website, man. Fuck Marriott. They got all that's at the Marriott Convention Center at the airport at DFW, and I had my tickets bought and for staying Friday night, Saturday night, and we're gonna leave Sunday because we're only 3.5 hours away, and I got my rooms wrong. So I had 3 nights, and it was like $780. And I'm just like, God damn, that's cutting into my toy money, man. And I had to, after 2 hours of trying to figure out their fucking website, I finally had to call somebody, and 3 transfers later, some little lady finally got it fixed, and it cut 2 nights. So now I'm staying Friday night, Saturday night, checking out Sunday morning. $320.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Other than half.
So more toys for moi.
Later for the Maryland Toy Expo. It's in Baltimore, so close to Baltimore.
I love Baltimore. Everybody talks shit about that town, but I love it.
What's up, J-Mac?
Never been.
J-Mac, I sent you an invite. Where you been?
Jay's awake.
Todd McFarlane.
I wouldn't believe
Really? Spock?
You know what?
Skyler?
I really like Zachary Quinto. I
I
liked him as Spock. He's done a couple other things outside of the Star Trek fiasco. Yeah. I could see that. If you did like listen, how you guys feel about the new Superman trailer? I mean, no, it's just a trailer.
I like how comic booky it is. I don't know how well people are going to receive how comic booky it is. So I don't know.
I mean, I grew up with the original Superman, so that Christopher Reeves was I thought it was some campy shit back in the 80s.
Oh, it definitely was. I watched those when I was a kid, and I was like, these are kind of dated, but they're good movies. The first two, at least, not the third one.
Yeah.
Probably Neko.
But I like the trailer. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was cool to see a vulnerable Superman. Like, that's the first experience you get with him in James Gunn's universe. Is he's vulnerable, he's beat up. That's kind of interesting.
And then that dog just jumps all over him because he's a dog.
What's up? Now stop!
I thought that was funny.
It was really funny.
Hey, listen,
the dog looked a little CG though. It looked a lot of. Yeah. So I was like, I hope they fix that.
But did you guys see the new thing that they posted where it showed kind of like more him in the Fortress of Solitude and the robots?
Yeah, the robots and the
it had Adam Tudyk is one of the robots.
Apparently, Bradley Cooper is supposed to play Jor-El. Supposedly.
Listen, they had me at James Gunn. I'll watch anything that son of a bitch makes.
Open the fucking door.
I couldn't give two shits growing up about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
None. Outside of their brief interactions with, Adam Warlock. That was
it. They weren't memorable before,
No. He took crap. Oh yeah, Creature Commandos.
Great.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you.
No, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, you need to get up on that.
I love
shit.
The Bride. She's amazing. That show had me crying every episode. I mean, I cry easily, but still, I was like, "Yo, why does this go like this? What is this show?"
Well, yeah, it's James Gunn, Neko. Of course, it's gonna be weird. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Have you seen Slither? That movie's weird as shit. So.
Yeah,
Slither's a good movie.
I love that movie. Nathan Fillion, Michael Rooker. That's great.
Dude, Creature Commandos was, and I haven't even got to see all the episodes, but it is what I want out of Warner Brothers and DC shit. It's animated. It's got good storytelling. Of course, I liked Justice League War. All those other animated ones were really good. Hell, I mean, and they were over the top. Harley Quinn was knocking boots with Deadshot, or whatever his fucking name is.
So glad Margot Robbie
not
is
Will
still
Smith.
Harley Quinn.
Well, I think that happened in like the New 52, maybe Suicide Squad. That's where a lot of that DC animation stuff pulled from. I think that's what that war was. What war was based off of?
I have a lot of New 52 comic books. I jumped into DC at that point, so I have like the whole Scott Snyder Batman run, which is amazing. That Court of Owls and
I had.
It's great.
That was my first
Batman going all the way back to issue 11, and I sold them all when
damn,
my wife got pregnant. That's how we moved.
That's what you gotta do.
Paid them. Oh yeah, totally worth it. So you owe me a bunch of Batman comics, kid. Yeah, you do. Dipping into your college fund. She says, "Okay." She's such a sweetheart.
I'm sorry.
She's like, "Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. You need it, Dad. I got you. It's fine."
Yeah, I got back into like comics from when I was a kid into the New 52, so it was kind of refreshing seeing some of that stuff.
Yeah, New 52 was good. It was interesting. They did a lot of cool stuff. I had the Action Comics, Detective Comics, Batman, Superman, Green Arrow, Nightwing, because Nightwing's my favorite, but I had to drop it off. It was too expensive.
Who was the writer for Nightwing? He was really good.
Fuck, I don't remember, but it was a really good comic. It was. The art was really good too.
Yeah,
I think that's where the Nightwing booty meme started, because they were drawing Nightwing with the booty, boosty. I can't even talk. Juicy booty in that comic.
Kyle
Thinking
Higgins
about it.
was the writer on Nightwing.
It was a good show, J-Mac. It was all right.
You know what show is good sometimes was Titans. I wish that show was better. Like Titans was decent.
Sometimes. The one that was on like was it Cartoon Network? It was more like an anime.
The live action one on Max.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I haven't watched the last season of that.
Yeah. The guy that played Nightwing was fantastic.
I saw where they were trying to go with it, and it was just like,
so it was like every season, every first season was good, and the next one was bad, and the next season was good, and I think it ended at season 5, and that was a low. So I was like, all right, bye, Titans.
I hated the actor that played Jason Todd in that series.
He was a little bitch.
Something about the act. I don't know if it was a small face or what.
He had a punchable face too.
Yeah.
Arrow was like that. Arrow started out fantastic. And then Arrow.
Manu Bennett was great in those first couple seasons.
Yeah. He was great as Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost the plot when they tried to turn him into the Batman of their TV show universe. And then that whole Crisis, where he became the Watcher, not the Watcher, at the end
Serpent. Oh, not Serpents. Oh god. The fuck was he? It was the same thing that Hal Jordan was.
Yeah.
Spectre.
Yeah. Spectre. Yeah.
This is why I just do animated.
Yeah.
You don't have to set, like Justice League was great. They would have a main story arc, like Justice League Unlimited. They'd have a main story arc, and you'd have some filler episodes. This is why Star Trek works, because you have character episode, then you have a main story arc episode, couple character episodes, fun episode, and then you go back story arc. And if Roddenberry really created a good screenplay ladder that would at least carry you and keep people interested. And you've got enough that, stories with Warner Bros. with DC that you could do that pattern almost fucking infinitely. You've got at least 10 years just animated. But you can't do animation in the U.S. because that's for kids, and you can't be watching kids shit.
Yeah, nowadays it used to be more dependent on, and now they just kind of threw it away and did all digital shit. And I don't mind digital, but I miss hand-drawn animation.
I blame Kevin Eastman, and I'll tell you why. Remember the original? You guys have both seen the original Heavy Metal movie, right?
Not all of it, but I've seen it. Yeah.
It's my Lochnar, you bitch. You've seen enough of it. It's not for kids. Well, when he got with Simon Beasley and created what was supposed to be Fact 2, but turned into Heavy Metal 2000, which was basically just an homage to Julie Strain. Rest in peace. That wonderful
She's dead?
woman. Oh,
when did she pass?
A few years back. She got really bad with something like dementia and just did.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And she was married. Yeah, she married Kevin Eastman.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Kevin Eastman bought Heavy Metal magazine and then ran it into the fucking ground, because that's what he does.
Ninja Turtles, right?
Yep.
Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. Yeah.
So, and it's hopefully Heavy Metal magazine's making a comeback, but what really kept that thing afloat was Mobius, and now he's gone, and all the great old school adult artists they're all disappearing. When he did, there was a time period right where that Heavy Metal 2000 came out, where you really had a lot of adult animation hit in the US, not for kids, and you've still got a little bit now, but it's always, either super shitty like that Velma show, or it's great like Harley Quinn, but niche. It's Max ain't letting Harley Quinn get out. Yeah. It's not everywhere. You had Patton Oswalt try to do that one with MODOK.
The show was good too.
Oh man, it was so good.
So good. He went to my high school, by the way. He graduated from my high school. So.
No, I'm jealous of that. Patton Oswalt is my favorite. But right about that time that Heavy Metal 2000 came out, and then it just bombed like horrible, because it was bad. It was Kevin Eastman made so many changes to that movie. It was just awful. And right about that time, the whole market for any adult animation just dropped. And you're only slowly starting to see a little bit of a comeback now with some of those shows that I just mentioned. And I don't know, it's going to take somebody really just coming out mainstream and saying, okay, we're doing this.
You know what was actually really good for an animated movie? It was anime, but War of the Rohirrim, it's on Max right now. That Lord of the Rings movie, that movie was beautiful. Like, say what you want about the plot, whatever. It was beautiful. And it was hand drawn. So,
well, that's what I was going to say. Most of your good animation's coming out of Japan right now. So
I mean, it was a mix of CG and hand drawn, but like the animation, hand drawn.
It's not just even some of the stuff that's coming out of Japan is coming out of South Korea.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
So,
it's legitimately coming from Japan, or
I'm pretty sure it was a Japanese studio.
You can usually tell the difference because you'll see just like a lot of the DC stuff that you see is all South Korea. I don't know. I wish Todd McFarlane would.
Yeah, it's anime.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where Todd McFarlane goes with his money. Because I know it ain't going to be in DC characters. I wish he'd start taking some of the stuff from Image Comics and really start licensing.
Yeah, he's making Ninja Turtles. Apparently.
Who the fuck isn't?
Yeah, exactly. I'm tired of seeing Ninja Turtles. Really,
dude. I was tired of Ninja Turtles when only Playmates were doing them.
Are they just the page punchers, or is he actually doing legitimate
they're 5-inch page punchers? So I think he's trying to have them scale with his 7-inch shit. But it's not.
So he's gonna do nothing with them because those page punchers are just one-off. Yeah, I mean, I've got one of the 2 G.I. Joe ones that he did, and that was it. It was just 2 comics and a couple little figures.
Yeah.
And
he was charging like what, $12 for that?
Yeah,
it was a good price. I mean, hell, just the
his prices were never the problem. It was what you were getting for the prices. It was still not worth it to me.
The little figures are fantastic.
Sorry, I got a train going.
And I got 2 issues of the IDW G.I. Joe that came with these, and I was like, man, hell yeah. Cool. And I don't even think it was $12. I think it was under 10 that I paid for it. So, and I was more happy with the G.I. Joe comics than I was with the figures, but
I
don't.
Where are you going to put those?
I keep them
with regular G.I. Joes. They don't fit with the classified,
Oh no,
you can't even throw them in a mask vehicle.
No. Well,
I mean, they could be a Hot Toys for your G.I. Joe classified figure, I guess.
Well, let's see.
I'm playing with myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are 3 inches.
Oh, that's about the size of a mask figure, I guess.
Yeah. I think
they look so much smaller than that, though. They look so much
a little bit smaller. They're about the same size, maybe some of the newer ones. But like, that's a Super 7. There's
Yeah, Diggs Figs. They're the 7-inch ones, but they're like 5-inch. They're 5-inch turtles. I mean, if he does IDW stuff or whatever, that's cool. He can do that. I'm just not going to buy it. Just like I stopped buying his DC stuff.
I just don't understand. He's got Image right there.
He barely makes Spawn stuff. The man has issues with his brain. Like he just like Batman fever.
I mean, did he crowdfund the Spawn thing last year?
Yeah, the medieval Spawn. He crowdfunded it. It's like, why? Just fucking make it.
But it comes with a sword. You want the sword? Big and a scabbard.
I got the first Kickstarter Spawn that he did, but that's because that was like supposed to be McFarlane's big comeback to the toy industry. Like he hadn't really started he had like wave 1 or 2 of DC Multiverse at that time. But that Spawn figure, the Kickstarter one, that cape is shit. Like I'm afraid to move it because the hinges will snap on it. It feels like so.
7-inch. Yeah. Why? Like, how many more times can somebody do fucking listen, if you like turtles, I'm not knocking that, but even people who like turtles got to be tired of this shit.
Well, look at all that stuff that came in at Target on their haulathon. Like, I forget how many figures it was, but if you collect turtles, you got nailed.
You know, that was what killed it for me when I was a kid. That was Turtles was when I knew I was done buying toys as a kid. When I walked down the aisle and there were no G.I. Joes, there were no other figures, no He-Man, there were just fucking Turtles and shitty Star Trek figures. Playmates had, you know, the whole fucking aisle.
A few years later, the 90s started, and then I came around, and we have Power Rangers, Biker Mice, more Ninja Turtles.
Did you pick up those new Biker Mice?
I have the ones, yeah, but I'm waiting on the bikes because it's too expensive.
I believe you, Diggs. I believe you. Wow. You put it back too. I bet you didn't pick it up. You left it right where it was.
All you got to do is start 3D printing just a regular turtle and just call it TMNT. Then you're good. You got the license.
I just
put a mask on.
I mean, I really like those one Mondos are doing, but I will never.
Mondo's so expensive.
I have to like turtles a little bit because my wife likes Donatello. That's where it is, but that's the only one she wants. Just Donatello, so I'm good.
You can't just have one turtle.
Ninja Turtles is the first toy line that I remember getting as a kid. I had all the a lot of G.I. Joes and Transformers, but I can't remember what my first G.I. Joe, what my first Transformer was. I can remember my first Ninja Turtle. It was the Raphael with the soft head. It was my first Ninja Turtle. G.I. Joe, I can't. I know I had like Airtight early on, the Cobra Eel, but I can't narrow down in my head which one was my first.
She most certainly is, Diggs. I married way above my class. I know.
That's the goal, right?
As all men do.
She's supposed to be better. You're not supposed to say you're better than her. You're supposed to say, I'm nothing. She's my everything. Nope. She's my better half. You know, you got all the lines.
She is my better everything, and she keeps me from filling
I'd like
her
to say my girlfriend's my better half, but we're both bitches most of the time.
Every cat is a queen. No, that I'm so tired of seeing turtles. So tired. I'm almost to the point where I'm tired of seeing, you know, at least. And I am not shilling for Hasbro on this, but at least with Classified, there's so much of a span between each release that, and I don't see any of them on toy shelves, that it's not overwhelming me.
So that I was going to say that new the Sol Viper wave is hitting Walmart's now. They're only a wave behind. They've been finding those at Walmart's.
So but the funny thing is.
It's not having dial tone.
that she was in Walmart, and Street Fighters, the regular ones are $30 now. So those GI Joes are going to be like $30.
I saw that this week. The first wave of Street Fighters for $30. First time I've ever seen Street Fighters at retail.
And that's the price of Blanca and Sagat on Big Bad Toy Store. So what are they going to be once the tariff price?
40 plus. Those are big chunky figures too.
They're probably going to cost closer to 40 after all this is said and done. You know.
I'm curious to see what the nerd aisle in electronics is gonna. You're gonna start seeing some of those jump.
Well, did you guys see the prices of the Switch 2 and what they're selling that Mario Kart game?
They canceled
$90. And then they said the price wasn't final because they didn't know about the whole situation with the tariffs.
Well, they were supposed to do a pre-order on the 9th, which is what on
Tuesday,
Friday, and they said no, we're not doing a pre-order anymore because we have to consider the new prices. So they're still going to come out in June, but we don't know the price yet, so no pre-orders.
Right. Yeah.
And then people were like, Nintendo made it political. Oh, yeah.
Well, I was looking at that price that they was wanting to sell Mario Kart for. Just imagine what Rockstar is going to sell their next Grand Theft Auto game.
Or 70?
Yeah, but look, they're already doing that. By the time you buy a regular video game at $60, a 3A video game at $60, by the time you get any kind of deluxe package or and do a downloadable DLC, you're already paying $120 for a AAA game, any of them that come out. Grand Theft Auto, man, it's $120. That's going to be, by the time you get everything, that's going to be $150 game.
CEO said he doesn't feel comfortable charging retail price because there's so much in that game. He's like, we put so much work and so much money into this. It's going to cost at least $100, is what he said. Like something.
Well, I mean, look at the last Grand Theft Auto game. It came out during PS3, and they're still playing the hell out of it.
It's still relevant. It's a cash cow for them. So people are going to buy it.
Look at Skyrim. I mean, hell, look at Skyrim, Fallout 4. My kid's over there playing Fallout 4 right now. That's a 10-year-old game.
Yep.
Skyrim is going on 12. They've got on
VR now.
Yeah, they've got a big package they're dropping for Skyrim in September. Like an extra 2 gigs of gameplay.
I was big into Final Fantasy 14, and every 2 years they do like a $40 expansion. So I mean, that kept me busy for.
It's still running, isn't it?
Yeah. Last year they had one of their expansions.
I was playing Elder Scrolls Online for a while, but it just got to the point where I was just like, I sit there after playing it for a couple of years, and I was like, I can't tell you a single story arc in this game. Or a single named character that I've ran into. I can tell you a story arc for at least a half dozen story arcs for World of Warcraft that I haven't played in 15 fucking years. And I can still tell you story arcs on that. And I couldn't tell anything on Elder Scrolls Online. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, like the Lich King, the Orc Invasion, all that kind of,
God, that Wrath of the Lich King was such an amazing story.
That game is still getting updates to this day. I cannot believe it.
I mean,
never going to retire World of Warcraft.
What is it? I mean, there's still people playing like EverQuest. Or is it EverQuest 2? So I don't know if they're getting content for it, but people are still playing it.
Hell, you still got people playing RuneScape.
I played RuneScape. It's still going.
And still finding Easter eggs,
Well, they remade it and then people hated it. So they relaunched RuneScape Classic, and that's what everyone plays. They don't play the new RuneScape.
But, they've got the new Elder Scrolls game coming out. And that right there, you know what? Seriously, if they came out with a new Elder Scrolls and it had the same amount of content and gameplay that Skyrim had, I'm down for $150.
I'm in. Yeah, that's right up my alley.
Yeah, and I know that I'm gonna get 10 years of fucking gameplay out of it. Fuck yeah, that's that longevity. Baldur's Gate 3. Shit, by the time
God, I love that game.
God, it's amazing.
So good. I don't want to beat it because I don't want my character to be gone. I don't want that to be over. So I haven't beaten it yet. I'm just like, nope. No, I've still got a little worm in my head. It's fine. It's not going anywhere.
I think they really missed the ball with that. Now they've got with Baldur's Gate 3, you can download onto D&D Beyond the all the character sheets for the story the companions. Yeah. But you can't do yours. And I'm like, you want to have a online
because you're broken as shit. Your character's broken. But yeah, it's stupid.
Still, I build up a character. Give me the character sheet. Let me download it and print it out.
Yeah. I haven't played D&D in so long. I haven't found a good group of people to play with. That would be a good live stream. D&D night.
Yeah.
Wasn't like Just Jeff or somebody doing that with a group of people?
Yeah, I think he's had a game. I thought he said something. Don't hold me to this. I hear things sometimes. I think he said he'd been doing that for a couple years. Yeah. That he had a game going like for a while. Or something.
But I would love to do a live stream for like a year-long series of a D&D campaign. That would be fun.
Leah, I don't know if your question got answered or your statement, but
I acknowledge her, but yeah, Power Rangers is so abandoned.
You just need to move into Super Sensi and what's the Super Sentai?
Super Sentai.
Yeah, Sentai. There you go. And just start getting the download and learn to love subtitles because
Sentai's great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Little off the wall, but it's cool.
There's no Pink Ranger in it. I'm sorry for all three of us, but
I liked the last season that the leader with the Red Ranger was female. That was really cool. Dino or Cosmic Fury. That was actually a good season, and it sucked that was the last one. I'm still so bummed.
I'm not a Power Ranger person, but I love that I love that it's what you love. So
that was my childhood. It's like watching my childhood be put out to pasture. It's just like Hasbro's like, hey.
I have to remember that I'm surrounded by a bunch of younglings, and I have to be a proper mentor.
When it started, I was 2 years old, and I was watching it like week to week. I was watching Power Rangers.
When did that come out? 91?
93.
93? Okay, I was 13, so 12 or 13.
Oh
I remember watching it every Saturday. At least the first couple.
I wasn't even in the country. I was backpacking around the world in 93.
And I went and saw the movie in theaters. Can't get those memories back. I mean, I have them, but you can't replicate those. Is what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah, I did see the I did see the first movie in theaters.
And I miss Jason David Frank every day. That hit me hard. I was like, yo, that sucks. Because that dude was like the epitome of Power Rangers fandom. Like he lived in.
He embraced it.
Yeah. He was the one person who never said bad shit about. I mean, in the end, he was like kind of bad on Hasbro, and that's Hasbro. Hasbro messed up that relationship. It wasn't about Power Rangers.
I definitely liked him a lot better than I liked that Jason guy.
Yeah. Austin St. John is kind of a douche. Yeah. I like that he took the time to say, "Hey, I'm sorry about Jason passing and respect and all that stuff." But it's like, dude, you talked so bad about him for years when he was alive, and that like I think it got buried for the most part. But it was just such a sour taste.
Wait, Jason's the one who passed away, right?
Jason David Frank, but Austin St. John played Jason. Red Ranger.
Oh, okay. Who's the one in real life who passed away?
Jason David Frank.
Okay,
so
all right. Yeah. Okay.
JDF. And I actually saw him at a Comic-Con in Cincinnati, like I think in 2012. He was talking about Power Rangers. It was so cool.
What are you doing all the way up in Cincinnati?
Huh?
I said, what are you doing all the way up in Cincinnati?
It's where my dad and my brother live. So
okay. It's an hour away from me.
Gotcha.
Eventually, we all end up in Cincinnati.
I watched so I watched for Christmas. My girlfriend hadn't seen this movie, Babes in Toyland, but the Drew Barrymore TV one, and then the song about Cincinnati. I had no idea that it was about Cincinnati, Ohio, when I was a kid. I was like, why are they singing about Cincinnati like it's a magical place?
And the helicopter is unloading the turkeys now, and
I don't think she gets the WKRP in Cincinnati reference.
What?
A little bit before.
You've never heard the great turkey massacre of Cincinnati?
Oh God!
You need to YouTube that as soon as you get off of here.
Poor turkeys.
What was that? Les Nessman was broadcasting that play-by-play. Yeah,
it's fantastic. When I first started in radio, I had no idea what I was doing.
God, you've done radio too?
Yeah, I dipped my thumb in a lot of different pies until I finally just,
the right temperature, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm a little boy likes berries and cream. Berries and cream. Talib's like, what the fuck are these two doing?
You don't remember that Starburst commercial, Talib?
No, I don't.
Look up berries and cream.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have to see that.
It's like the most bizarre commercial that Starburst could have ever thought.
Listen, before you do, go in, the wife, the kids, tell them good night. I love you. Because when you finish that video, you'll be a changed man. They might not recognize you.
Well, as soon as you started talking about the Starburst, I was thinking about the Skittles commercial where they gave birth to Skittles.
I remember those Skittles commercials.
Skittles don't give a fuck.
Right.
All right, y'all. I gotta work at 8:30 in the morning, so I'm a complete idiot. So I'm gonna hop off.
All right. Well, it's Talib's got to go get some berries and cream up in him.
So, and I gotta watch that Turkey Massacre tomorrow. Probably while I'm at work.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, y'all have a great night and buy some toys. And I'll see you Tuesday on Figure Flight Club open mic night.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we got to keep Brandon busy.
God, that poor guy. That's gonna be
Abby's
all business.
in India, so he's gonna be in India, so it's all Brandon.
Yep.
Well, we'll see if I figured Talib might. Talib. That Abby might pop in tonight. I sent him a link. I figured he'd be on an airplane.
That man needs some rest.
Yeah.
I bet he does. All right, y'all have a great night, and I'll see you all Tuesday.
Good night.
Bye, chat.